welcome back for more Dominions 5, Warriors of the Faith. Nice hint on the bottom there. Sorry, I got distracted. Figured I'd start from this screen. Shows the mods I'm using. This unknown mod is the thing that makes, sites visible. I'm a fan of it. But, yeah, so you can see all that, where it's going, what I got going on. You hit that, have some other ones. This is the only one of the three I don't have ticked on that works. They add a bunch of Warhammer nations to the Middle Age. But so after last recording session, going through all of those videos, I noticed that slingers are loud as shit. Good lord. And uploading videos, I learned that all the music here is copywritten, which makes sense, but not something I thought about. So just gonna go through. Resuming a game is literally just as simple as hitting continue old game and then finding it on here. Still have our good old recording one. And then it'll pick up right where we left off. I just hit the end turn button and we're good to go. Hopefully I'm curable now. Yeah, there's no music. So right, last time I started researching evocation. Finished 2 levels of it. Oh, that's unfortunate, but whatever. Green gate. Okay, the bullet thing's ticked. Malcone's green. And so yeah, last time I was trying to buy mercenaries to get into the water. Who knows if this will actually pan out? Because, yeah. Well, Korka only has 25 men, so it's anyone's guess if they'll be able to get into Lake Purple. Send Adolf south. Alfred will continue his push. Okay. Just do that for another couple turns, and I do need another commander or two, though. Because my units are getting backed up. Got plenty in here. So yeah, so now I have extra crystal shields and earth boots. The earth boots, it doesn't really matter who you give it to, so long as it's, you know, an earth mage. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything for anyone. And then the shield, if it works the way I think it does, well, we'll find out. Yep, yeah, so since that maul that he starts with is a 2-handed weapon, if you equip anything in either the hand slots, he loses it, not just a weapon. So yeah, now if he gets in melee, he is literally just punching people. Apparently that shield is really nice. I don't know why you can't beat people with it, but whatever. So we should probably just in case forge him a weapon of some kind. Like this, you need to be a level 4 fire mage to craft it, but why not? Give him a rod that lets him do incinerate with no cost involved for science. Right, there were a few wells of the leper fens. A lot of disease spots. I don't know why. I don't like it. But so we got that. You're right, you are going to start building the palisades there. I'm gonna need I will send Folk out there after we finish forging his stuff. So we're gonna see how this goes for Ulm. Now we're back to Agartha, who has cast Enlivened Sentinel. So there's now 1 Sentinel from Agartha. It's protection 22, so these armors are pretty good in that regard. They are slash and pierce resistant as well. But again, they never heal because they're inanimate constructs. They have patrol bonuses, though, which is neat. So if I need to, I can do that. That enlivened sentinel, or a few attentive statues. I do like my shard rights. I'm gonna cast. Actually, it is a flat summon earth elemental, so I'm actually gonna cast Ruhark's Pact first, just because I don't know what I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna find out. Alright. Now, this army is going to march. This Sandbone is going to acquire the 12 shard whites. And I can actually replace this. Or I could if I had any useful stuff. But I don't, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that is one of the things you can be doing with your mages. If you have the proper spell paths, is churn out summons, which have varying degrees of usefulness, but it's what it is. Yeah, I really should be recruiting more archers. They're not great. Short bows, protection 7, low stats. They're not great, but when you don't have ranged units naturally, they become a whole lot more useful. There we go. Don't want to move. I'm going to add them to a Reaper's army there. So that's gonna not quite do it. The thing is, I don't know how good these guys are. They're size 3, so you can actually fit 2 of them in the same square, unlike these ancient ones. So, and they do have a shield like them. The protection's actually a bit higher too, but they don't have any ranged attack. Which matters less because I have archers to supplement now, but it's still important. I might do a mix later. We'll see. Jury's still out on how I want this to go, basically. So we'll go ahead and host next turn. Alright. So that army successfully advanced. Yeah, that one did not work. Turns out, having 25 of that unit type and one dude versus, yeah. So that happened. Oh, great. Disease is spreading. Patrol it down, would you? I know it's a bad spot with the Veil of Infinite Horrors and all, but... Alright. Now, Folk. There's your wand that is magical, but more to the point, can cast Incinerate. You need to go over there. You get to just continue the conquest. Firebrands are nice. They come with fire resistance, extra morale, and they cause fires when you swing with them. Unfortunately, I don't really have a super combatant chassis. And what I mean by that is there are certain units, neither of these two factions really have great examples right now. But certain commander types, like a lot of the giants, so like maybe died during the wave, hacked, yep, victory, but a crippled shard white died. They're already dead, but whatever. All right, this I wanted to see how these guys performed, but Divine Blessing. I don't know why he's trying to cast Regular Blessing afterwards. He cast Divine Blessing. Everything that can be blessed is blessed. So yeah, that's that trample coming in is if they resist it, they get pushed. And if they don't, they just get run over. And so since they're size 4, they can trample anything that's less than size 4. So for example, cavalry is size 3. Regular humans are typically size 2. But yeah. So I could actually probably just send the troglodytes on their own. I'll take some attrition that way, which I'm already taking anyway because no ranged units. But yeah, like they could probably just, yeah, heavy infantries, yeah, they could take that army. Send the main force over just to keep moving. And up expansion that way. Still don't have, yeah, I still don't have any construction yet. What does the magma? Okay, so the magma children are being exposed to fire, molten rock. Firepower, more powerful in hot provinces. Unfortunately, it's winter, so fresh out of those, I'm afraid. Like a bunch of these are heat 1, which is alright, or heat neutral, but it's just not gonna happen. Okay, no, he took that. Sea oak, that's quite a few gems. Do I have any? Okay, I do have native air gem. Then where did it all go? Oh, I must have just gotten it recently. Yeah, that's 2 of it that I just got, so. And the rest of it is, yeah, like the Rune of Air. Okay. Don't have anything that's really necessary at the moment. Once I get construction, I'd like to forge some earth boots, give that to him so he can cast summon earth power and general buff spells on himself before spamming summon lesser earth elemental. Alternatively, with all these gems, I could just empower him, but that's a bad habit to get into, so I'm not going to. Alright, so now what I can do is adjust these 2 squads a bit, adjust his location, and now I have some sort of range support. So we're actually just going to move the army on. I don't know how well he's going to handle, since he's still only level 1. He still takes full fatigue from each summon. So we'll see how many summons he actually gets off, if any. Okay, and since that was within my range, I got to see that. This Agarthan military expedition there. Yep, that's what I like to see. Chiron, there's diseases. Trolls helped with the unrest there. Okay, yep. So yeah, now we can see each other. Basically. So they have that. I have that. I don't want this territory because of that. You'll go back that way. You're going to keep building that palisade. Probably build another one there as a border fort. Oh, Agartha finished their underwater one. So unlike Agartha, Ulm here cannot recruit, well, cannot build castles underwater, excuse me. They also can't recruit anything to get into the water, hence why they were banking on those mercenaries. So they're kind of stuck up here until something changes. Like, say, they leave an open territory like that, but I still need a water mage of some kind or to empower my dude in water, so I could make a ring of water breathing to go down there. But there is problems. We'll get to them. Upping defense, because now there's a real need instead of just I don't want bad things to happen. So we'll flip through. Yep, everywhere's 40. Again, with Ulm, you can afford to do that a lot more readily. Get more crossbows. And all of this research. Yeah, so we're up to 373 a turn, which is very nice. I'd like to get that up to 8, but I need... No, let's do at least to level 3 Conjuration first, so I can get that Summon Earth power. Because that'll be useful for my mages, at the very least. Would like to get up to 7 at some point, which, once I hit Evocation 6, I honestly might just try for. Because I have what I need. Enchantment. Enchantment's got some nice stuff, but most of that nice stuff is for paths I'm not. Like, enchantment has a lot of undead summons, a lot of the very good undead summons. And so, like, you know, undead guardians, reanimate archers, things like that. Although some of the best commanders are still under conjuration. Make of that what you will. Aside from Lichcraft and become Lich. But again, that's high level death stuff, so not really a concern there. But yeah, things like in Conjuration, Death has some very nice commanders. Like Bane Lords. I think it's... Which one is Mound Fiends? 7 Conjuration, so yeah. In this list, Mound Fiends are a great way to break you into higher level death. Because they're natively 3 death. So like if you have a level 2 death mage that you gave a Skull Staff to cast that spell, well, you can give the Mound Fiend the Skull Staff, and now you have a level 4 death mage. So that'll get you into the higher level death magics. Things like that. So right now he's still patrolling. He's claiming the backcountry and panicking. We'll get some barbarians on the border to at least hold the line. Again, one of the big counters for Agartha, well, one of the big problems for Agartha is its lack of ranged units. So knowing that, I'm going to be doubling down on my standard tactic as Ulm, which is a wall of infantry that just does not move and holds the line, while the arbalists behind do the massive DPS. That's the goal. We'll see how well that pans out, but it's what it is. Alright, so Agartha. Yeah, the Troglodytes expand was successful. We already knew, not this one, but the other one was successful, and this one was successful as well, which is good. Let's actually see how he fared with the summoning of Earth Elementals. So, he did Sun Blessing. Priests, when left to their own devices, will always try to cast Blessing first. So yeah, like, Indies don't have a god, so their bless actually does literally nothing. But okay, so there's one lesser Earth Elemental, and he's already fatigued and unconscious. Okay, so he got one off, which has already taken stray fire from somewhere. It is affliction resistant, which is nice. It does have trample, and it's size 3, which seems odd to me. It looks smaller than that, but oh, and it has regen, so it does not care. That's Earth Elementals are surprisingly useless, but yeah. So it can run over regular infantry, but not cavalry, because cavalry is also size 3. Why is it horror marked? Whatever. Probably just one of the things that got horror marked as a result of the veil being found. So, okay, he got 2 off. But yeah, they trample, they do. As a result, though, he is burning through those earth gems, and he's out for the rest of the battle at 190. Yeah, and then that guy's just gonna die when he reaches the edge of it, because they calculate decay anyway. Yep. That guy might make it to safety if none of the rocks hit him. Yeah, he'll get out alive, but don't matter. So yeah, he did get some of them off, but you'll notice that that stamina drain was ridiculous. And then this, which we knew worked out. And then Niffle has extra misfortune and Bast. Well, that means you're gonna lose a unit, which is unfortunate, but it's what it be. So we're gonna go ahead and close this off. Now that there's an underwater fortification, I can recruit wet ones down here, as well as more of these wet one captains and wet ones with armor. So actually having armored underwater troops is huge. You'll notice these ones proc 2, proc 6. If they get hit, and not that high defense skill, so they will be getting hit often. They don't have very high defense, and no protection means they're just going to eat, like, this does 14 damage, they're just going to eat 14 damage out the box. Whereas protection 10, they might survive a hit or two, basically. So if I ever want to deal with that, and I do, let me be clear, I do actually want to deal with that. I would like that territory. I need underwater units that can survive. Now, ideally, there's 2 philosophies for castles here. I could build one here, and then build one here to be the border castle. I could build one here to be the center of the border. But if I build one here, I can also build one here to take advantage of this entire zone's income and resources. So there's some decisions to be made. And I am an indecisive little shit. I am going to need to make a note of frickin' times, well, just turns at the end of it, so I can at least record that much. And yeah, we're going to start getting some Shard Guard. We're going to start trying to mix those into the army proper. Because, yeah, like, humans are size 2, the Agarthans are size 3, the Ancient Ones are size 4. Good units, don't get me wrong. And you're still going to want Ancient Ones, because Ancient Ones have this Standard Bearer ability, which gives extra morale to everyone they're in a group with. So, when led by somebody like Stoneheart, it might not be a bad idea to mix, like, you know, pull something like this. Where you just intersperse a few into those squads. Because since he can cast Divine Blessing, he's good. He can bless them all regardless of where they are. And having a couple in the squad means the squad gets that Standard Bearer effect, meaning they all have extra morale, meaning they won't break. So, despite the fact that they're limit 1 per square, still useful to have and to intersperse. But okay, so enchantment 5 is done, which means I can cast Living Mercury if I want, and I can enliven a Granite Guardian. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, just because I've got stuff. I might do the Living Mercury as well, just so I can study it and know what I need to do with it. But yeah, like, with this current setup, these guys are churning out significantly more mages than Ulm is. So their research, despite not having as much research per researcher, only 7, they're producing, like, while I have all 3 of them churning out mages, another 21 research per turn. Whereas Ulm, depending on the turn, is either doing 11 or 22. 33 every 2 turns as opposed to, 44. Well, yeah. Well, 42. But the point stands, it's better to have more palisades. Building a palisade there is kind of unfortunate. Mostly because, yeah, you know what? Yeah, go there. Give up on this Veil of Infinite Horrors crap. I don't want any of that, but I need it, or at least to get through it to get to the Throne of the Stars. Oh, what's a man to do? Cry, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and host the turn. Ulm had its battle, did wonderfully. And, ooh, Owlquill. Pious Mage died. His arcane is an avatar were willed to the church. Okay, so I got a Sage, a Lab, and an Owlquill, which is very important, because that's a booster, a research booster item. We'll get into that in a minute. Unexpected Great Winter has come. This also contained the spread of the plague. I like that. But yeah, so the Sage, he's old, which is unfortunate, but he also has this Adept Researcher, meaning he generates 8 plus 8. He generates 8 more points than he normally would. So, for example, just a level 1 Astral Mage typically gives 7 research. He gives 15 because of this. Now, there's this Owlquill that we also got with him. That gives... My alarm is going off. I don't know why. I apologize for that. An extra 6 research on top. So we go ahead and give him the Owlquill. Bam. That was a free 21 research we just got. So long as he does live. I say that because he's old, which means he might die. That's just how it works. I don't make the rules, I just deal with them. Now, conjuration's evocation's going well. I'll have level 6 there soon. You're here now, congrats. Build a temple and then a lab. That's actually a good spot too, because I wanted to make this place a border fort, so having a lab for free there is nice. I'll just need to send Folk over to build a temple. Because mages can't build temples unless they are also priests. Which Folk is. So yeah, we're going to send you around this province. I hate Wells of Pestilence so much. I might need to set up a lab, just lab and temple. And this, so, wow, that is actually a very good mage and would be fantastic if she wasn't already old. Just to get some nature, because it's easier to empower up a nature mage than it is to try to empower someone in nature in the first place. So, might do that. Might send one of these boys out. Actually, let's just go ahead and do that. It'll work out. Yeah. This'll be fine. I'm not adding the deer tribe to his setup because the deer tribe have this undisciplined trait. Only skirmish for nation type and cannot be given any specific orders, and a penalty to siege defense and patrol strength. The big problem with that is, I never set that up, whoops. If you put them in a squad, it affects the entire squad. So despite the fact that it is mostly crossbows with one of these, you can't give it orders. You can't do anything with it, basically. And so it's just a rough time. Spy. Again, spies have high stealth. So again, if these provinces had a defense of 60, there's a 50-50 shot they'll catch this guy. They don't have that high. So he's fine as he is. For now, at least. That'll get me, excuse me, some view. In worst case scenario, what I could do... Oh wait, our spies... Oh, spies are 2 recruitment points. Okay, that's just going to take 2 turns then. That's fine. I thought they were 1. Base scouts are only 1. But I can pump those out and get a general idea of what's going on with the rest of the territory. In addition, if I didn't have score graphs on, where you can see things like, yeah, so research, Ulm has just been trending higher because Agarth has had some hiccups and are actually using a fair bit of their mages, so their line isn't as neat. They're tied on ascension points. Agartha has more troops than Ulm at this point. Agartha's Dominion is stronger than Ulm's at this point. Agartha has more gem income than Ulm at this point. More income. Just barely passed him in regular income, though. Has steadily acquired more forts than Ulm, but that'll shift a bit. Province lines have been neck and neck for a bit, but Agartha's pulling ahead there. Yeah, normally you would not be able to see other nations on that. Normally, on the default disabled, you have to send a spy to their capital to get some of that information. And you'll only get some of that information. But since I have score graphs on, we can just compare the two at any time. Granite Guard happened. Plague in Neefel. Misfortune in Snowford. Shambhalak. Canaan. Characters have entered the Cave of Dark Rites. Spiritual range. So he has Tainted Presence. Has enhanced leadership values. So yeah, his leadership's jumped up by 20 points across the board, it looks like. Plus, he has experience. Now then. Okay, so we have that Sentinel. And now we have a Granite Guardian, which has a Granite Glaive, 105 hit points, 22 protection. See, this is the thing. That's why Ulm is so incredible. This is a higher level summon with good defense. It is a combat unit, in addition to having patrol. And Ulm's infantry is 1 point of protection higher. That's just how nuts Ulm's base units are. Yeah, I'll cast Living Mercury so I know what to do with Living Mercury. Here in the capital, it's pretty set what I'm going to do. Because all of these would compete for Sacred Points. Like, the fact that he has Scale Mail is nice. It's where all of his protection comes from. But really, boulders are range 6. The thrown rocks from these guys have higher range. And they're more armored. And they have shields. So they're just all around better units. Like, the boulders do more damage, sure, 28 versus this 15, but there is no role that they play that somebody else can't play better, is how I'd put that. Yep, so that's all going according to plan. Reaper, you were supposed to move up. I guess I must have accidentally clicked or something. Holy sh... Gold mine, extra gold income. Imperial Quarries, 2 earth gems. Moon Mage and Astral Mage can enter to summon werewolves, which the Moon Mage is. So this is pretty powerful, because now you'll notice no access to Astral until now. Now with this, these guys have access to Astral magic. I think we're just going to go border fort here. I'm going to pull the armies here. You... I don't know. We'll just have you invade there. It's a good income province. Host. Ulm. Solid. Water gems found. That finished building. So he's going to keep upgrading it because that gives more resources, more recruitment points, etc. Again, no access to those right now, but that's fine. So the downside is all of those nice things that I've been recruiting, aside from Master Smiths, all of the like Priest-Smiths are capital only. I can't get them anywhere else. I can churn out Mage Smiths elsewhere, which is part of why Ulm is just considered a forging nation, more or less, period. But I can't get those priest ones, so I can't get or iron priests, which I haven't been getting many of, just because I don't need inquisitors so much as I want the forge bonuses and extra, you know, resources. But thought I decided to get 3 of that. I guess not. Oh well. So yeah, as you can see, Ulm's getting a little packed. Just a bit. But you have a set amount of resources every turn, which is the locking factor for Ulm. And those resources replenish, so you really should be recruiting units all the time out of your forts. At least units, because units are very useful. You can drown your enemies in them. Wild, I know. But you can get them better than... They can be a lot more cost-effective than mages early on. Unless you have critical mass. Okay, Stoneheart the Oracle foresaw great adventure. Wait, what happened in evil? Pack of sea dogs attacked. Okay. What happened to the province defense? So there are 20 sea dogs outside. So you'll notice we're under siege. Recruitment options are gone. If there were any level 1 earth spells that they could cast, because again, kobolds is only in caves. They're not in cave. They could equip that. They also still have access to the treasury, so not too bad. Still, we're going to send Airpert back to deal with that. You are going to expand south. Stoneheart, I would like to send him in there, but you build a temple while Rekared builds a castle. We're just going to let that be. You can upgrade the underwater castle, so we're going to. Gonna shell out some more wet ones. Wet wipes. And we did cast... Yep, okay, so Living Mercury. It's amphibious. It's got 3 crush attacks a turn. It is not a trampler, which I was expecting. It's a affliction resistance 99. And it has this poison cloud, so it's constantly surrounded by noxious fumes. So units without poison resistance run the risk of getting poisoned just by being remotely near this thing. However, it is blunt, slash, and pierce resistant. So it takes half damage from weapons, basically. Has 67 hit points. Starts size 5. I say starts because Living Mercury is similar to elementals and will shrink when damaged. So it'll get smaller as it takes damage and loses its health pool. That said, that is not a bad unit. With every damage resistance and poison, getting a small bunch of those and putting them way ahead of your troops isn't necessarily a bad idea. 5 plus increased for every 1 by 1 for every 2 extra levels. I don't know if he is. Is he Earth 5? He's Earth 6. So that, yeah, he has that. So he'll summon at least 6 gargoyles with this. Right now I'm just doing a bunch of summoning because I don't know all the summon stuff, to be honest. Just, I don't. Sorry. So this is as much an opportunity for me to see things as it is to showcase. We're already 43 minutes in again. God damn it. Turn 25. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and end the turn. Everything that can is recruiting or building. Everything is going as it should. I am going to get some of this Horse Tribe cavalry, because range units are always good. Though they are undisciplined, so I can't give them orders. But they're cavalry with a bow, so there is that. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking with me. I will see you guys next episode. Bye-bye.